Um, It is 7:04, and we are opening our public hearing this evening for the budget, FY 2015-2016. Mr. Baden, our town clerk, will give you an overview of the budget ordinance, and then we'll accept public comment on any items in the budget.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, we've been meeting on the budget since early May. The ordinance 02-2015 was actually introduced on May the 12th. We've had a couple different meetings since that time. Tonight is the public hearing on the budget. What I'd like to do is just highlight the key components of that budget, and then, as the Mayor said, turn it over for public and council comment. So the budget is for our fiscal year 2016, which begins July 1st, 2015 and goes to June 30th of 2016. As proposed, the tax rate included in the budget is $1.31 per $100 of assessed value for residential property. The commercial real property tax rate is calculated at $1.03 per $100 of assessed value. The residential rate is 6 cents less than the 2015 rate, and the commercial rate is 7 cents less than the 2015 rate. Fiscal year 16 is the first year of the new 3-year assessment cycle for the town. Residential real properties have increased 7.8%, while the commercial real property values have increased 10.1%. The constant yield rate for residential and commercial real properties is $1.27 and 99.85 cents respectively. The tax rate proposed by the town will generate an additional $26,425 in real property tax revenue to the town. Other items of revenue to note are highway users revenue are included in the budget in the amount of $35,908. That amount is an increase of $4,185 from fiscal year 16 and is due to additional funding allocated in the state budget for this revenue item. We are still nowhere near the level of highway users revenue that we were at 6 years ago. Governor Hogan has said that he has plans to restore that back to the level it was. But this year, there was only included a one-time payment to help subsidize the shortfall that we've been experiencing. The other larger revenue item that I'd like to touch base on is the red light camera revenue. It's projected at $275,900 for the year. There's also an offsetting expenditure account in the police budget for the cost of operating the camera in the amount of $115,900. There is a possibility that during this year the red light camera operations may be disruptive due to the road improvements proposed on Bladensburg Road. There has not been any impact of that factored into the budget, so if that does come to fruition, we'll need to adjust the budget accordingly during the year. We are currently included in with the State Highway Administration's meetings with their contractors, so we're hoping to coordinate the work to provide the least amount of disruptions to the camera operation. Rental income, which is income generated from the use of this facility, is projected at $45,000 for the year. This is $8,000 higher than fiscal year 2015. The fund balance for fiscal year 15 to fiscal year 16 is projected to decrease $58,012. This is due to fiscal year 15 operations being funded from prior year surplus. The fiscal year 16 budget proposes to use an additional $22,487 of that surplus to balance the budget. Also on the revenue side, a community foundation grant of $10,000 was received last year, fiscal year 2014. $3,100 of this grant was spent in 14 and 15, and the balance of $6,900 is reallocated to be used in fiscal year 16. Debt service costs will total $217,000 in fiscal year 16. That is the cost of paying back the bond for the construction of this facility. Salary costs include a 3% increase for all employees in all departments. There's no cost allocated for the maintenance and operation of the 3611 43rd Avenue building, which was our prior police department location, as that building has now been vacated and currently has a new tenant. The chief has asked for $37,000 in funding for a new vehicle for the police department. This amount is not currently in the police budget, but the council has stated that they will reconsider it during fiscal year 16 to see if there are additional funds, maybe from surplus of this year or expenditures that have not been expended all the way during the year that could help fund that police car purchase. There is $2,500 budgeted in the police department for repainting and restriping of current police vehicles. And all other town services that have been provided in the fiscal year 15 budget are included in the fiscal 16 budget at or close to the same level of funding. So there's a lot of other individual items, but those were the main items that I wanted to touch on. And I turn it back over to the mayor at this point.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Baden. I will open the floor at this time for public comments. If anyone wants to come and comment about the budget, please do so. State your name and where you're from.
No.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Rufus Lusk, partner in the Port Town Shopping Center at Colmar Manor. I just want to thank everybody for their hard work on the budget. Thank you very much for your financial stewardship, and the commercial real estate owners very much appreciate the reduction over the last 3 years. It is making our properties become more competitive with what the rates are in the area. And the, as you've heard me speak about before, the high real estate assessments are very burdensome, especially for the smaller tenants, since that is a pass-through in commercial real estate directly to them. So the reduction does strengthen them and strengthens the commercial properties as a whole in Colmar Manor. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Does any of the council members have any comments or questions? Okay, with that said, I think that we can adjourn this public hearing in relationship to the budget, FY 2015-2016. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to state it.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, hearing is adjourned. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to our public hearing on the constant yield rate. This is the constant yield rate budget hearing. Motion to call to order.
I'll make that motion to state it.
All,
A second.
okay, and all those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, this hearing is now in order. Mr. Baden will now give us an overview of the constant yield rate.
All right, I had noted some of these figures before, and I'm just going to read the notice that was actually placed into the newspaper as required by state law associated with the tax rate. This notice is required if the town is considering increasing the rate above the constant yield tax rate. And at the time the budget was prepared and the notice was put in, it was proposed that we increase the tax rate above the constant yield rate. So I'm going to read the notice itself. It's going to be a lot of numbers, but I think, seeing that's what was put in the paper, it should be read into the record. It's titled "The Town of Colmar Manor Notice of a Proposed Real Property Tax Increase." The Mayor and Council of the Town of Colmar Manor proposes to increase real property taxes for the tax year beginning July 1st, 2015. The estimated real property assessable base will increase by 7.8% from $48,718,721 to $52,538,716. If the Town of Colmar Manor maintains the current tax rate of $1.37 per $100 of assessment, real property tax revenues will increase by 7.8%, resulting in $52,334 of new real property tax revenue. In order to fully offset the effect of increasing assessments, the real property tax rate should be reduced to $1.2704, which is the constant yield tax rate. The Town of Colmar Manor is considering not reducing its real property tax rate enough to fully offset increasing assessments. The town proposes to adopt a real property tax rate of $1.31 per $100 of assessment. This tax rate is 3.1% higher than the constant yield rate and will generate $20,805 in additional property tax revenue. Public hearing of the proposed tax rate increase will be held tonight at 7 o'clock. This location, the hearing is obviously open to the public, and your testimony is encouraged. And then the notice itself, which is available on the desk and has been published in the paper, gives you those figures for both commercial and residential property, and a breakdown at the bottom of the notice. And the notice, as you see, was as it was in the paper. So, to summarize, the current rate for residential property is $1.37. The budget itself is proposing $1.31, so a 6 cents decrease in the tax rate. But because the property values have increased, it actually equates to about a 3.1% increase in your taxes paid to the town. On the commercial side, our current tax rate is $1.10. The constant yield rate is 0.9985, so almost 10 cents less, and the town is proposing $1.03 for the tax rate, which again is a 3.1% increase in your actual taxes paid to the town. And that amount, it's stated, will generate $26,425 in additional tax revenue, which is being used to fund services for fiscal year 16. So hopefully that was clear as mud.
Thank you, Mr. Baden. Yes, basically the assessed values increased more than the rate, so we reduced the rate significantly, but it's still slightly the 3.1% above the total. I'll just add in relationship to that, we did do a significant decrease in the rate last year in order to supplement, or in order to bring the taxes down. And this is also, while it's just a slightly above what the total amount is, it's still significantly lower than it was a year ago. And we do have the intentions of increasing rentals to the facility, which we've been very successful in over the last year, and a significant increase. And we have plans for additional increase in renting the facility over this next year. And so by next year, I think that we're going to start to drop further. So I think everything's going really well. And so at this time, thank you. This time we'll open up the floor for comments from the public. So if anyone wants to have any comments on the constant yield rate, please let us know. Set your name and where you're from. Okay, well, great, wonderful. Any comments from the council? All right, with that said, then we're prepared to adjourn the constant yield rate budget hearing. Is there a motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you. All right, moving on to our next hearing. Okay, so now we're opening, I want to call to order opening a meeting to the use of pesticides hearing. Is there a motion to open this meeting, this hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Second? Cynthia? I'm sorry, Councilmember Bowden. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so we call this meeting to order. I didn't take the time on the other one, but this one is at 7:20. Did you get the time on the last one? Okay. 7:20, okay. So, Town Attorney Barr will give us an overview of Ordinance 03-2015, use of pesticides.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, members of the council, public attendance. Ordinance 03-2015 is an ordinance concerning use of pesticides, and more particular, the notification of their use within the town of Colmar Manor. The ordinance tracks the provisions of all other ordinances adopted by municipalities in the state of Maryland with regard to which pesticides are proclaimed as, or I should say, which pesticides are outlawed within the town, their use, and which pesticides for which notice must be provided. There is to be a list pursuant to this ordinance of those pesticides promulgated by the clerk treasurer pursuant to the authority of the ordinance. And it is my understanding that the present legislation that is before the mayor and council also tracks the legislation recently adopted by the General Assembly. And while this may be a repetition of that, it does not, to my knowledge, go in excess of that. So this is an ordinance which seeks to notify individuals of the use of those pesticides, particularly with regard to our lawns and our shrubbery and our gardens. And letting members of the public know so they do not go near those or onto those properties until any danger from those pesticides is passed. As I believe most of the members of the mayor and council and the citizenry know, various pesticides can have different impacts and different effects on individuals, while some are not susceptible to the odors or the vapors from these pesticides. Others of us are deathly allergic to them, and our responses could be anything from a mild annoyance to severe trauma. And I would urge your consideration of the ordinance, and I'm available to answer any questions that the members of the mayor and council or the public may have.
Okay. So just for my own clarification, our intentions are to go through an education program through, up through March 1st, 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
And any enforcement would only take place after that.
Long after, about 3 months after
And
that.
3 months of review and warning form.
Yes.
In terms of what happens. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was understood.
It's not going to go into effect until March, and really until the time that the clerk treasurer promulgates that list.
That exactly of how our education program.
And which I would suspect would come mostly from the Maryland Environmental Service.
Okay. Any other questions from the council on this matter?
No, I just want to say that the Green Team and the Garden Club, we will be having like seminars or information to give people so they can have alternative things to use besides pesticide. And also, we'll put something on the Facebook page, we'll have it on our website, because it is we gotta educate our town, just know how dangerous the pesticide is to our bodies.
Right.
So we will be going forward with putting information out.
Okay.
I wanted to add to that, Mayor, also, some of the citizens are asking about the mosquito spraying, so that falls in that package also.
Exactly. Okay, and like I said, I want to definitely reiterate, this particular ordinance is expected to go into warning stages starting March 1st, 2016, while we have an educational program prior to that on all matters, including mosquitoes, and what's the best uses and the list of pesticides that can, shall and shall not be used, and so forth. So is there any comments from the public at this point? Okay.
Mayor, could I just request that you send us, that is, the shopping center owners, all the information on that, so we can check with our landscapers, you know, there and at the Burger King property, make sure that we're in compliance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, Mr. Lusk, in answer to your question, your landscapers probably know more about this, down to the guy who clips the shrubs, than most attorneys who do this work know.
I
There's
hope so,
nothing-
but I just, you know, belt and suspenders.
Yeah,
I just want to make
It's a
sure.
belt and suspenders thing, but
Yeah.
the EPA regulations
Right.
are much tougher than anything either the state or
Right.
we're going to presume to have here.
Okay.
It's a notice situation.
Okay,
And,
right, I understand.
and as far as the garden club is concerned, it's an education situation.
Right. Thank you.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you so much. Yes, we'll definitely do that. We'll send you out the information and as the list grows and as we have more information, we'll make that a regular activity to update the businesses in the community. Okay, with no additional comments, is there a motion to adjourn this hearing?
I motion to adjourn the hearing.
All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Okay, this hearing is now closed for the use of pesticides. Thank you all so much. We are now about to go into our regular work session. I'm sorry, our regular town meeting. And so is there a motion to start the town meeting for June 9th, Tuesday, June 9th?
I'll make that motion as stated, Mayor.
Is there a second?
A second.
You got that? Jackson and Blue. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we now call this meeting to order. Is there any additions to this agenda? Okay, great. So the first thing we're going to do is, by the way, it's 7:27. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to have a moment of silence, particularly for those shut in and for our service people who are hoping to protect us across the country and the world. Okay, thank you. Hold up, you know my new one. We're going to have a moment of silence to think about what we're grateful for and all the wonderful things that we have in our life so that we can recognize that life is great even when it's problems. Okay, thank you. Okay, so first order of business on this agenda is approve the April 2nd, 2015 work session minutes. Is there a motion to approve April 2nd, 2015 work session minutes?
Sure, I'll make that motion as stated.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2, Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Those are approved. April 2nd, work session. April 7th, work session meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
To approve the April the 7th.
Okay, Councilmember Bowden, is there a second?
I'll second as stated.
Okay. Councilmember Blue, Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, motion to approve April 14, 2015 town meeting.
I'll make that motion as stated to
Okay,
approve the town meeting for April the 14th, 2015.
okay, Councilmember Jackson, second.
I'll second.
Councilmember Blue, any discussion? Okay, Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, April 27, 2015 budget work session. Is there a motion to approve?
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the April the 27th work session.
I'll second.
Okay, Councilmember Bowden and Jen Jackson. Any discussion? Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. I'll note before I say this that the next 2 minutes came through our emails today. Is there a motion to approve May 5th, 2015 work session?
I make the motion, I read it, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I make the motion to approve.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, that's Councilmember Epps, Councilmember Blue. Any discussion? I personally will say that I haven't had an opportunity to read them. They came in today, and I would personally prefer not to vote on them until I had a chance to read
Okay,
them.
we can,
Want us to
table
abstain
it.
or
We
motion?
can table it. I did read them on the bus.
And
On my way
I read
home.
it.
You good?
I'm good with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it.
Well, and I just won't vote. I'll just leave it.
Okay.
So, Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Okay, and the mayor's not voting. Okay, and April 12th town meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
May
I'll
12th.
make a motion to approve the May the 12th.
Town meeting.
Okay,
Town
Councilmember
meeting.
Bowden. Is there a second?
I second.
You got two.
Dorita.
Councilmember Epps. Okay. Any discussion? Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Okay, mayor's not voting. Okay, thank you all very much. Up to date. Okay, so, the mayor's report. I first want to inform, the body that, and, residents, that, we did hold a closed session, after the May 5th, town meeting. Yeah, after the May 5th town meeting, which was not stated during the meeting. And so, which we realized that it was something that should have been stated during the meeting, and therefore we're stating it now. It was a closed session to discuss real estate matters. No action was taken by the council for any funding matters in relationship to this matter. But this is to open up and make sure that everybody knows that that was taking place. As for other things over the last month, I do want to say to everybody, I am under the weather today. I'm not feeling that well, so I'm not my regular excited self. So I don't want anybody to think that means anything except for the fact that I just don't feel very good. But what's been very exciting is that the Port Towns Family Health and Wellness Center opened up in the 3611 43rd Avenue building last month. It's been very exciting. It was a wonderful grand opening. We're very excited about having these services in the community, and they've already started to pick their schedule. There are going to be information on our TV, our website, and also in the newsletter coming shortly in the future. We also have been able to bring the social services back to that building. So social services had left the facility when the police left, and now the social services are back in the facility again. So if anyone needs some social services, you can again visit the 3611 43rd Avenue building in order to get assistance. And you don't have to go to one of those big giant places, intimidating places anymore. Also, the center was visited by Kaiser Permanente and all of the Port Towns Community Health Partners a couple of weeks ago. They came in to see the center and also other areas in the Port Towns. They also wanted to know what was going on here in the town hall. I was able to report to them on how much more we've been able to use the gym and the visitation that we have to the exercise room and so forth. So they were very excited about everything that we have going on. I was also able to attend the PGCMA, that's the Prince George's County Municipal Association meeting in the last month, and I'm happy to say that our council member Vivian Jackson was elected to the board in that meeting. Also attended the Cottage City swearing-in ceremony. We now have 2 new commissioners in the town of Cottage City. And I certainly suggest that anyone who is interested at some point take a time, go over to Cottage City, visit their work. Their meetings are on Wednesdays, first and second Wednesdays, I believe it is, for their work session and their regular meeting, and get to know the new elected officials. Certainly Colmar Manor and Cottage City should work together in all of our community efforts. I have had several meetings in relationship to some properties on Bladensburg Road that there are interested parties in making purchases. So as we move forward on that, we'll keep you informed as much as we can in terms of when we get to the point of that activity happening. Also, End Time Harvest Ministries had their graduation ceremony, and one of our students, one of our youth, I can't remember which.
We had one Tay from Bladensburg, 2 from Bladensburg, and 1 from Colmar Manor.
Yes, that were awarded scholarships for being with the Port Towns Youth Council and the Ambassador Program. It was a very, very exciting program. I will have to say I was really excited. My daughter, Dr. Jasmine Barrow, was invited to speak. She's recently got her full license, and she was in the inaugural group with End Time Harvest Ministries and the Port Towns Youth Council. So she was invited to, as a keynote speaker, to speak to the young people there and to just talk to them about her experience in the organization, and it was very heartwarming for me. Of course, our green team has continued our meetings and discussions, and we'll get an update of that. And then another just piece of exciting news I want to mention is that one of our residents and former mayor, Diana Finale, actually bought a water drinking company, which is in Lanham, Maryland, and it's very exciting to see one of our own sort of move up in the corporate world and take on new things. That's our Delegate Finale, in fact, and she had a grand opening for her new business, and we're very excited for her. So just wanted to say that. Thank you. And the water's good. Oh yes, it's called pure alkaline water, and it's supposed to be pH balanced for healthier bodies. So take a look at the website and see if you're interested. All right, that's me, Ward 1.
Thank you. I just want to say I've noticed in Ward 1 a lot of beautiful yards throughout the town, not just Ward 1, but I want to say thank you for a lot of the extra work in Ward 1. I've seen people step up to the plate and do into the yard. Happy birthday to all the June babies and my husband, Mr. Blue, also. Congratulations to the graduates 2015. And I want to also say the End Time Harvest Ministry Youth Development Program celebrated Mariah Jackson. It was a lovely, lovely commencement for all the students. 2015 summer employment for the students. The town's taking applications. And I also want to say, don't forget to check on your seniors. If you know there's a senior that needs their grass cut or something, please contact the council representative. I also attended the parade, Councilmember Jackson and I, Saturday over at Brentwood with the new commissioners and the new mayor and the senior mayor, Melinda Miles, and the mayor in Bladensburg. And that was a lovely, lovely parade. Thank you.
Councilmember Bowden.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to wish my sister Marguerite a happy birthday. And we're still looking for people at 40 and over for the free mammogram on July the 9th at the town hall. And if you're interested, you can call 202-741-3252. Okay, and then, okay, every third Friday, we have our happy hours from 7 p.m. to midnight. And I'd like for everybody to come out and help us out for this happy hour, because we don't have too many people who attend. Okay, and every Saturday, we have basketball kids for children 2 to 7 years old from 11 to 12. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you. I'm giving my report for Ward 3. Colmar Manor Bible Church will have a vacational Bible school June the 29th to July the 3rd. American Legion, which is Legion 131, will have a strength feast, which is this Saturday from 2 to 6. The cost is $25. It is all you can eat. You can give them a call and get more information. Wanted to let you know, to the mayor and council, PGCMA will have their breakfast at Ocean City. So please let me know if you all would like to attend. It will be June the 30th. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. I have something else. The Port Town Farmers Market started June the 6th to October the 3rd, and it's at the Port Town Elementary School, and it's on Saturdays from 10 to 1 p.m. Also want to say congratulations to my daughter Mariah Jackson for graduating this year. Also to the chief's son, Brian, for graduating also, and the chief's son graduated with honors, 4.0. Very proud of him, very proud of Mariah. Just want to say kudos to that. Residents in my ward have been concerned about a property that's on Monroe Street. I hear your concern. I first want to thank the resident that took the time and cut the grass. I have talked to the mayor and Mr. Barr. We're going to come up with a plan because that property has been vacant for a very long time, and I know there's someone, we can do something about it, and there's someone out town may need that space. So we do hear you, and we are working on it. Last week, there is going to be a workshop at the Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex for foreclosure prevention workshop, and it's this Saturday, June the 13th, from 9 to 3. And you can call 1-800-396-1274, extension 3052. Also have to give a kudos out to Jason. He's been doing an excellent job keeping us, our Facebook page, everything we've been putting out. He's been making sure that it's updated on Facebook page, so I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Epps.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to say congratulations to all the graduates as well. Thank Ward 4 for keeping up their property. The yards, some of the yards look really, really nice. The grass has been cut, trash has been picked up, so I really appreciate that. We're having cleanup day on Saturday, starting at 8:30 up here at Colmar Manor. Please come out and support your town. Dooling Creek, we had a resident from Mount Rainier. She came up to, she actually taking care of the Colmar Manor Dooling Creek. She made a gazette. She does a, she meets up at the town, up at the ballpark once a month. But we're encouraging people to come out to at least to support the Anacostia River, to try to keep the Anacostia River clean as possible, because this is our future, this is our water that we have to drink. The garage sale we had on Saturday was a success. It was great. It was a lot of fun. We had such a nice turnout. People are so happy, they can't wait till the next garage sale come, which would be, hopefully, we're looking at June the 11th, because the 4th falls, the first Saturday falls on the 4th of July, so we're looking at June 11th, waiting for Burger King reply. The Department of Environmental will be hosting a public hearing June the 30th. County staff will be available to assist residents on one-stop provide information to make, at 1801 McCormick Drive in Largo, Maryland. We have a Prince George's County First Green Job Fair, June 20th, from 2 to 5 at Gallatin Street in Hyattsville, Maryland. I'd like to say happy birthday to my son. His birthday's June the 15th, so happy birthday. Portstown CDC will have their meeting June the 30th at Bladensburg Shopping Center. What's the address, Mayor? You remember the address? You can't remember the address, I'm sorry. Well, they have their meeting.
Atop of the,
right, it's the pizza place, right, yeah.
Papa John's.
Papa John's, okay. June the 30th from 6:30 to 8. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. I will also like to shout out a birthday from my daughter, Naja. Her birthday was June 2nd. And also to say, I forgot to say that I did attend a retreat for the Anacostia Watershed Society on Saturday, which was an all-day retreat and was wonderful, wonderful ideas that are moving Anacostia Watershed Society forward, working towards a swimmable, fishable river in 2025.
What's it?
2025, fishable, swimmable, 2025. So just keep that in mind. That's what we're working towards. The garage sales help, the cleanups help, the beautifications help, all of these things, stormwater management, the rain garden, all of these things help us maintain our river, and this is our river. I also like to offer a sad notice that Administrator John Moss from the town of Bladensburg has resigned as town administrator effective June 30th. Mr. Moss has been a significant contributor to the Port Towns community, the Port Towns CDC, anything that you think of, a big heart, helpful in every way. He is going to be sorely missed as an active member in this community. He has had some health issues he's indicated, which he needs to take care of himself, and he is unhappy to move on from this community, but he needs to do that, and we are wishing him well, and definitely saying he will be sorely missed. So thank you, John, for everything that you've done. It's much appreciated. Anybody want to add any thoughts to John on here?
Just a great, go ahead, Ann, I'm sorry. You can,
Yeah, I know they're going to do something special for him coming up, so maybe we can announce it or put it on your Facebook page so the citizens that know him would like to attend it.
yeah, that'd be great. Just want to say John just was a great leader, a great mentor. You can call him anytime. He was always there, so just really going to be.
Yeah, he'll be greatly missed.
He's really going to be greatly missed.
Greatly
Yes,
missed.
absolutely. But we're glad he's taking care of himself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's doing good.
Yes.
So, thank you. All right, so moving on. Did I lose my agenda? Oh, okay. Neon. Oh, report on the work session. We did not have a work session this month of June, so there's no report there. And so we move on to the treasurer's report for the month of May. Mr. Bateman.
I'll give a quick overview of the May 31st, 2015 Treasurer's Report. This is for the first 11 months of the current fiscal year through May 31st. We had total revenues for the month of $43,348. $15,000 of that was a community foundation grant that we received. The total year-to-date expenditures, revenues are $1,325,000. On the expenditure side, I'll just give the total expenditures by department. For general government, there were $52,354. Year-to-date, general government expenditures total $631,924. Maintenance on the 3701 Lawrence Street building, which is the building we're in now, is $3,984 in the month of May and $68,613 year-to-date. For public works and code enforcement, we had expenditures of $19,339 for the month, $218,292 year-to-date. And recreation, $2,463 for the month and $48,982 year-to-date. Public safety department, $34,992 in expenditures for the month of May, $397,865 year-to-date. Total expenditures, as summarized, was $113,133 for the month of May, $1,372,247 year-to-date, and our cash balances at May 31st were $674,883. And that's a brief summary of the report, and ask you to accept it as presented.
Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I motion to accept the treasury report.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that motion as stated.
Any comments or questions? Discussion? Mr. Baten, okay, I'm wondering about the overage on payroll taxes. Wait a minute. Well, and also the payroll, let's see, payroll, where's the payroll tax? Payroll taxes.
It's under salaries, general government.
Salaries, okay. Yeah, salaries are not over, but the payroll taxes are.
I'd have to look at that in more detail.
Okay,
get
because I
back to
noticed
you.
it on, yeah, the same thing on, it's actually on each one of them. The salaries are not over, but the taxes are, so that seems odd, I think. So it should, I mean, if the salaries were over and the taxes were over, then that would make sense.
Right.
But one and not the other.
Yep. We'll
Okay,
take a
so
look
if you
at
can
it.
take a look at that? Okay. Can we add to that motion with a review
amend.
of that item?
So amend the motion?
Yes.
I amend the motion to agreement to look at the payroll salary
Taxes.
and the payroll taxes.
Okay.
And
And,
I second that amendment
All
as
right.
stated.
all right, call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. All right, thank you, Mr. Baden.
You're welcome.
Okay, so our next item of business is police report. Chief Gibson?
All right, Mayor, for the month of May, we had no significant incidents, but I do like to note, in the past month of May, we had 2 incidents where some of the flyers or plants were taken from the shopping center again, from some of the planners up there. So if anybody has information, please let the police department know that. On the last incident, I was aware that it was taken from a planter near the CVS or something on the last one. That was towards the end of the month. As far as the report for the rest of the month, for the month of May, we had a total of 61 calls of service. We had 6 reports written for the month of May. We had 3 adult arrests for the month of May, and we had 3 vehicles that were impounded. And I also like to just to note a couple birthdays in our department. Miss Arlene Spann, who's my administrative assistant's birthday was on June the 4th. And actually tomorrow, Officer Bates' birthday is tomorrow. Just wanted to note that. And that's all I have for the month of May report, Mayor.
All right, thank you so much, Chief. Appreciate it very much. Okay, next. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
around the CVS to catch this vandalism that's going on. So even with our sign that we had for the garage sale, it was just shredded, and no one seems. I mean, it took time for you to shred that sign. It's not like you just. So someone should have seen something. So we don't have any cameras.
No, there's no cameras. Only an ATM. They have a camera at the ATM, but that only faces out directly to you. But no, there's nothing on the shopping center as far as the stores outside. Anyhow, there's no cameras on the outside of the stores.
And that's actually a question to the shopping center owners. You might want to
Mr. Lutz.
ask if you want to ask them.
Mr. Lutz, do you think we're ready to get any cameras at the shopping center for this vandalism that's going on? And it's petty. It's not something.
I appreciate that. All the stores have internal cameras, and the ATM, as Chief said, has cameras. But the cost benefit of sort of having external cameras we are very upset about flowers being taken, but it's a small cost next to the cameras. But someday we may have that. We don't have it now. But we have a lot of very good internal security, and now that we've let the cat out of the bag, we have signs there. Hopefully the bad guys aren't watching the meeting tonight. We have signs that hopefully will deter the bad guys, because they say there are cameras, but there aren't really. But if they want to think there are, that's good.
But there are.
Yeah.
There are cameras. There are cameras.
There are cameras.
Thank you.
There are
If I
cameras.
win the lottery, maybe we'll put the cameras up. but
Okay.
It's very expensive. Thank you.
Thank you.
And maybe, maybe we can find a grant out there to assist. I mean, even though it's not just even though we're dealing with flowers right now, we have had situations where it would have been helpful to have had some, and maybe some of the shopping center owners can point their internal cameras in ways that they might be able to catch what's going on outside of their stores as well. But I'm thinking there might be some grants, if we can ask for some research on, security, from a security perspective. Even Chief, you might see if there's some grants out there for
Yes, ma'am.
surveillance
Yeah.
around shopping centers.
Yes,
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Some of you know that I live in the city of Baltimore. You may have read about us recently in the newspaper. So, we've had a lot of focus on crime issues. We priced out a security camera in a particular location in the community I live in, and it was $27,000. Now, if security camera would be very nice. Maybe there could be a couple of them that go right down the row of stores. We're shopping center owners. We don't really know about, all this stuff. Our tenants do it, and obviously we have a lot of big, tenants, and the mom and pops do it well too. But if there was a security camera there, and if there is a grant, we'd really like the police department to sort of be running it, not us. And maybe there are things that can be done even with the internet that are fairly expensive. But we did look at it seriously in this one instance, and it was. It was expensive, but I really don't know that much about it, and we'd love to, work with anybody who'd like to look at that. But we'd like the police force to be in charge.
All right.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And I have looked into a mayor a couple times, because I know Fairmont, I think it was Forest Heights was the last one, they had what they call city, or like what Baltimore said, similar to what they have cameras up throughout their town or city or whatever. They're about, 4 cameras cost you about $30,000. And plus you gotta have the backup data, all the computer stuff
Right.
too.
Exactly.
To download the file, the wireless stuff and all that, and that's lots, thousands of dollars too. I have looked into the options, when you're trying to look for grants, trying to get some ballpark figures.
Right.
But there's also all the back costs of storing that data and the hookup and everything else, so.
Yes.
So is that anything,
Probably
if we had anything specifically, some stuff can be wirelessly, but then sometimes it can't, it has to be still some type of cable ran. And you're looking, if you run it through the town, then you gotta run it back to the police department, so I have.
We gotta go wide.
Yeah, I know, but I do try to keep looking up on the grants that do come available if they do provide that type of money for that type of funding for that type of item.
All right, okay, thank you very much. Anybody else have any other questions for Chief? Okay, moving on to unfinished business. Okay, that would be adoption of ordinance, wait a minute, let's see. I'm not saying which one it is.
02,
02, 2015, which is okay, it's the budget. Okay, so these are not two separate line items. This is the same. Okay, it looks like two line items. Okay, so adoption of ordinance 02-2015, budget FY 2015-2016. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance for the budget?
I'll make that motion to approve the budget, the ordinance 0-2-215, budget FY 215-216.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, second. Ward 1.
Aye.
I've got a
Oh, any
comment.
discussion? I'm sorry. Any discussion? I'm sorry.
Just two quick items. I did go back and look. I thought that the date of introduction was incorrect. This is a older copy of 02-2015. We actually introduced it at our first budget work session on the 27th of April. So the ordinance itself should be changed to read that it was introduced on the 27th day of April 2015. And on the copy of the budget, or of the ordinance that I reviewed earlier during the hearing, the actual annual tax levy should have been attached to it, and it was not, and I passed that out subsequent to our hearing. So with the inclusion of the taxes to be assessed and the changing of the introduction date on the ordinance, I would ask that you make those changes and approve it as
You
with
accept
those
the
changes.
amendment as stated? Okay, Councilmember Jackson accepts the amendment. Councilman Blue?
I second.
Second, accepting of the amendments. Any other discussion? Okay, Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay. So our budget has been approved. Moving forward. Now, adoption of ordinance 0-3-2015, use of pesticides. Is there a motion to accept this ordinance?
A motion to accept 0-3-
To adopt, I'm trying to adopt this ordinance.
Yeah, a motion to adopt 0-3-2015, use of pesticide.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that motion as stated.
Okay, any discussion? I would just like to discuss on record that we carefully, sometimes scheduling out the activities necessary to educate prior to implementation don't go as formed. So I just want to put on the record that I strongly recommend that if we are not on time in getting the educational material out and the training, that we consider moving the dates that are listed in the ordinance forward, while improving the ordinance, but the dates in the ordinance need movement. So, Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, the next item is the Port Towns Power Pack contract. This is an agreement that we had given to Mr. Barr for the Performing Arts Center, which would be 2 weeks here in the town hall, as well as 2 weeks in other towns. He's made the adjustments to the agreement as we requested, and they're ready to move forward, so we'd like to ask for a motion to approve this agreement.
I'll make a motion to go on and approve this agreement.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Councilmember Bowden. Any discussion?
You want to introduce it?
Yes.
To
Oh,
the
you just introducing it first? Are we
Yeah.
introducing this or we
Introduce.
voting?
We already introduced?
Well, actually, we're approving the agreement right now, but we're going to be advertising it
Oh, okay.
to the residents. So,
Okay.
I mean, we can also provide an update of what it is. But right now, we have to approve the contract first before it's an active
Okay.
agreement here. I will state that there are several lines that were removed from the original agreement, which had to do with marketing and advertising. And I don't know, Mr. Barr, if you recall what other items were taken out.
There were a lot of items that
Yeah, there
were
were a lot.
removed.
Yeah, because I need to read it.
Changed.
I haven't read it.
Yeah, we
The
did.
items that were
I beg your
removed.
pardon, Mr. Lynn?
I said, I
Yeah, I
haven't
said
read
there
it.
were a lot.
There were a
We
lot of
changed.
items removed, which were not pertinent to the agreement insofar as the town was concerned. There was material that I felt was strictly for the benefit and announcing the qualities of this particular camp, and I didn't want the town sponsoring the camp in any way, or be seen to be sponsoring the camp in any way. And I took out those. I also put in the provision that the town would pay the administrative fee that was asked for of $150. And you can see that in paragraph 3. We were requested to give the bus for free, and that was refused in the April work session, I believe. And the same can be said of the
Lunches.
of a request, which was not at the work session, but which was asked of me when I was talking to Ms. Peck about this, that we would pay the cost of her insurance certificate of $25, which they are supposed to provide under paragraph 17 of the agreement presented to you. And I told her, under no circumstances would the town pay the $25. $25 is insignificant, but the idea that we would pay for this and no one who gives the town an insurance certificate, dramatic pause, pays for those certificates. So I declined to do so.
Okay. And so I just wanted to state that I also had a conversation with Ms. Peck. I was just looked over the items. I think that the main point that she was making, that we were advertised material, which we do for everybody, without it. Anybody who's doing anything in this building that we support, we put in the newsletter, we put on TV, we put it out in the open. So I explained that to her, that we do that anyway. It didn't have to be formalized, which sort of puts us under the eye. And in relationship to the certificate of insurance, it's an unusual matter to me. I've dealt with putting riders on insurance for years and never have paid for it. At the Port Towns Day, we require all of the vendors to have riders on their certificates for Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, or the Port Towns EDC, and any towns involved, and no one ever pays for it. So I asked her to go back and look at what was happening, because it's unusual to pay. So I wasn't open to say we'll pay for it, because I don't know why she's paying for it, because it shouldn't have to be paid for. Are you familiar with them paying for it? Just putting it?
Never heard of it before.
I've never heard of it, and I've dealt with many, so I wasn't sure what that was about. So anyway, I would sort of recommend we move forward with the way Mr. Barr has
With the changes that he's made.
And if we need to make any tweaks directly with Ms. Peck, we can do so at a later date. So any other discussion? Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay. Thanks.
Madam Mayor,
Yes. Who's the sign?
is it the intention of the mayor and council to authorize the clerk treasurer to sign this agreement?
It is, as usual in these matters.
Could we have a motion to that
Okay,
effect?
we'll have a motion to that. Is there a motion to have Treasurer Van Baden to sign on behalf of the mayor and council on this agreement?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I second it.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Abstained? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Barr.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council.
Okay, we have no new business at this time, and so we are ready for our committee reports. We have a senior report? Mr. Muchler?
Good evening, members of the Mayor and Council, and Chief Police and Dan Baden. Right now, the seniors have 21 members signed up. We usually have about 15 to a meeting. We meet the first and third Wednesday. The next meeting we are having is on Wednesday, June the 17th. We will be going out to the Golden Corral for lunch. And while I'm up, I would like to thank Chief here, Gibson. Back in the middle of May, they had a fallen police officer's memorial and then a light luncheon here. And I believe Chief Gibson was in charge of the whole affair. And the seniors were meeting that day, and they sent luncheon into all the seniors. So thank you, Chief Gibson.
Thank you. I will say something. Thank you for your card that you guys sent on behalf of the Seniors Club as well to the police department. We appreciate that. I'm glad that we were able to help you out that day with the lunch.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Garden Club.
Hi, I'm Leslie Mitchell, and I'm secretary of the Colmar Manor Garden Club, and I'm here for Carrie Biggs Adams. I'm happy to report that our community boxes are full. We've assigned all the plots, and our plants are growing very well. Our water tank is clean now, and we really appreciate the support and education we've been getting from Christian Melendez from Eco City Farms. He's coming to us twice a month to help educate us. And I encourage residents to check the town newsletter for the dates that he'll be joining us, and he'll be happy to answer questions. Our garden is organic. We do not use dangerous pesticides, but are having great success with the garlic spray that we heard suggested at the bee workshop. I also wanted to remind members of the community that our yard cuttings need to be put in the brown bags, and they'll be picked up on Wednesday mornings. PG County will not accept the plastic bags for the yard waste. Bags can be purchased at hardware stores or Costco, but also the town hall will provide them at a cost of $2 for $1. Also, if you would like to compost at home, we still have a few composters available for residents, and those are at a very subsidized price of $20, and they're available anytime the town hall office is open. Happy gardening.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Very good. Okay, Green Team.
Hi, I am Kurt Plunky, member of the Green Team. We're happy to
You
see
can
passage
move it up,
of the.
Kurt. I mean, just turn it a little bit.
There we go. All right. We in the Green Team are happy to see passage of the bee-friendly ordinance earlier. We were ready on a grant to help with educating residents about the issue of pesticides and helping find alternative ways to reduce usage and abating pests in our yard. We know that 1 in 3 bites of our food is from pollinators, and so they're really important to what we eat and the gardens, the plants that we grow in our home gardens. The grant will also help to fund the rain garden, the rebuilding of the rain garden next to the IHOP, and we have been working with the PG County Department of the Environment and Rufus Lusk to have pipes rebuilt and the land cleared, and we will be planting and reestablishing the native plants there. And we're working with the Port Towns Eco District, so we will be certified sustainable, and we're looking forward to legislation from Annapolis for this eco district. And finally, in our plans is to finish the Sustainable Maryland certification by the end of the month. Our monthly meeting is usually on the Wednesday after this meeting, but this week it'll actually be on Thursday at 6:30, and everyone's welcome to join us.
All right. Thank you. Kurt, I want to ask, I got a call from one of the Maryland Municipal League committees. They wanted a status on where we were with our certification application. So do you have any suggestions as to what do I tell them? Have we, I know we've done all of the stuff we're supposed to do. I think it's up to the application at this point.
Right. We are slowly filling in the pieces, the process, the overarching, plans.
Right, right.
And so I imagine after this Thursday, I'll talk to the leader of, Carrie,
Carrie,
and
yeah.
she should give us an update.
Okay, okay. Well, I'll just let him know that we've done what we believe we've done it all, but we're working on the application, and we'll know more by Friday. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions? Yes, we're anticipating being certified this year, but we'll be in October, right? At the October Maryland Municipal League, right?
That's great.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Anybody have any additional citizen comments? Come on up.
The Green Team and the Garden Club are awesome. Thank you so much for your good work, and we're really appreciating working with you at the shopping center. So every day at the shopping center, we have about 2,500 to 5,000 people shopping with us, which is a lot of people. We just put up a Facebook page, and I only have 15 people who've liked it. Very sad. Now, Mayor Barrow has liked it. The chief has liked it.
I haven't seen it.
Vivian, have you liked it? Have you? Okay, 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta
so
search for
it's Port Towns SC Shopping Center at Colmar Manor, but just put in Colmar Manor, and bunches of things come up on Facebook, and we put pictures out there and sort of let you know what we're doing, just like a real business. So we're real excited about that. I would like to mention a couple of things at the shopping center recently. We've done a lot of parking lot maintenance, so you wouldn't sort of trip in stuff. $13,000 worth, which is basically sort of in the CVS section of the lot. We spent about $8,500 on remediation work on the rain garden, a lot of sewer work, pipe work, moving dirt around. We are ready for the plants, so we're really excited about working on that grant with the town. It's a real partnership. The mayor suggested to us that perhaps a fence would be nice to sort of block off our service area in back of the IHOP and the CVS, and that should be finished by Friday. So thank you so much, Mayor. That is all about first impressions. People drive in to come to meetings here, and we want to make a great impression. And it's sort of like not having the fence there was sort of like leaving the bathroom door open. So now we're going to have the fence in there, and people won't see that area. So speaking about first impressions, I was driving in today, and I noticed the medians. Have you seen the medians recently? Oh my gosh, they looked great 3 months ago, but now not so much. They haven't been weeded. People aren't keeping them up. I'm not sure who the people are, but I know that this has been like a huge problem for years. So what I'm humbly suggesting, I've heard a rumor that Cottage City actually might have a little money in their budget, because as opposed to you all, I understand they're not reducing their rate, because it's actually pretty low already. So they may have a little money, and maybe the town here can find a little money. I think we need a contractor. We've sort of depended on the state to take care of the medians, and they're good at sort of one-time plantings, but then they go away and they never come back again. And they look terrible. And we got 25,000 cars driving up and down the street every day, and they're sort of looking there, and they're saying, oh my gosh, those people in that community, they don't care. And that's a lie, because we do care. Everybody cares, but we got to do a better job taking care of things. So I'm humbly suggesting, I've got 2 great landscapers. One on the Burger King, has been doing it for 30 years. One in our shopping center, has been doing it 30 years. We don't want to consolidate it to one, because they got 2. They would love to bid on it. If you can find some money between yourself and the town of Colmar Manor, they're out here every week. They could do it. I mean, I've heard that you don't want to have sort of volunteers walking across the street and getting killed. I appreciate that, and the town people and so forth. But this is what they do. They're professional landscapers. They're really good. So if you can come up with a sort of a budget figure, or if you want, just sort of say what the specs would be, that there are these 4 medians, and we could bid it out to them, and maybe there's some other people too. But people should take care of that. Okay, so my humble little
Yeah,
thing,
that is really
I don't want to tell you how to run your government, because you run the government very, very well, and I'm fully tasked with running the shopping center, but that is sort of a thing where we really want the place to appear good, and my landscapers, I think, do a great job. You look at the shopping center, you look at the Burger King, I think they really do a nice job, and actually all the commercial people in Colmar Manor. It looks great, so.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Maybe Mr. Bagan, you can take a look at what specs, maybe the county or the state can tell us what the specs are, and then we can do a bid. Doesn't mean we have to do it. One second. That might mean that we have to do it, but maybe we can take a look and see what we can get, and we'll talk about it at the July work session. Okay, Mr.
That's
Ball?
state highway property.
I understand that, and I understand the depth of this entire conversation. When State Highway, just if everybody wants a little quick summary, when State Highway did not want to put those medians in, we pushed the matter and we got the funding to put the medians in through Community Legacy. And the agreement was that they would put the medians in as long as they didn't have to maintain them. And our understanding at the time was that the county would maintain them. But then later on, the county said that they did not have anything on record that indicated they needed to maintain them. And so while it is state highway, it's a conflict that we've been living with for a really long time.
Thank you for clearing up that point. What I was concerned about is that it's state highway property, and they may have a few rules that they don't want anybody on their property. I know that they got bent out of shape several years ago with the town in Montgomery County, where that town cut their median down, and because it was overgrown.
Right.
And there was some hot words back and forth between State Highway as to they would take care of their own medians. But if they have ceded that to
our chagrin.
To our chagrin.
That's why we've been struggling with these for years.
I can't imagine it would be too difficult to go out and do it.
Right. All right. Thank you for that, though, very much. Thanks for looking out, as always. Yes, Mr. Muchler.
Just one thing. I would like to thank the mayor and the council for allowing me to participate with them in placing the town wreath at the memorial on World War II Memorial on that Memorial Day. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and thank you for reminding me, because that was also a wonderful event, and I think we forgot to mention it in our reports, but that was also a wonderful event, and to that, and also to my time for appreciation. Anybody have any other comments? Okay. For a moment of appreciation, I would have to say to that event. At the end of the event, as they were playing taps, I believe, and everyone was standing to the flag, as the song came close to an end, an amazing thing happened. An information set of birds, of about 50 birds, just flew over right at that moment in time, as it would all fly over, all at once. It was the most amazing. It made your skin, bumps in your skin. It was an amazing thing that happened. And I always believe that animals know what we don't know, and that was such a special moment. So it was wonderful. Anybody have any appreciations?
Yes. I appreciate the mayor. I appreciate the mayor for allowing me to take her seat at my daughter's graduation. So I was on stage. My daughter was shocked when they announced me. All her friends, and that's pretty much the whole school, said, "Yay!" So I was very excited and humbled. I really tried not to cry because I know everyone was looking at me, but I appreciate it for you allowing me to sit up there and just be in front of seeing my daughter walk across the stage.
Well,
so thank you for that.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. I have had the honor myself from a prior mayor, so thank you.
I appreciate the mayor and council and the staff, and I really appreciate the resident of Colmar Manor. I really love this town.
I appreciate the town letting my daughter use the town hall facilities for her lovely wedding last week.
Wonderful
Thank you.
wedding. Yes, thank you. Any appreciations over here?
I'm glad that my son, like we said earlier, my son graduated from high school last week. But also, he was promoted a couple of weeks prior to that at McDonald's that he works for now as a shift manager. So he goes into their management training program in July. So,
Wow.
So hopefully he might, I don't know, I'll say they make his career there, but he's moving forward there as well.
Yeah, that's
so.
great.
And then he'll be attending Anne Arundel Community College in the next semester, and then probably move on to
Great.
University of Maryland something in a couple of years.
Well, I awesomely appreciate my daughter having her 26th anniversary, birthday. 26th birthday. She's one I almost lost, and she's 26 today.
Wow.
And so, not today, but on the 2nd of June. So I really, really, really appreciate that, and I appreciate all my children and all that they try to do, and I just appreciate having them. And so when you look at some of the things we see on TV today and it's happening to young people, it's good to step out there and appreciate those young people who
Doing what's right.
are trying to do something. So I do.
Very much.
Anything else?
Please do not miss our next garage sale. I was only supposed to go past to visit, but I think I spent some money. But it was good.
All right, awesome. Okay, if there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? Go into, closed session. We had to go into closed session.
Okay, I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I'll second. Aye.
Okay, this meeting is in closed session. Do I have to go in the closed session? Okay, is there a motion to go into the closed session, or do we want to go to the chambers?
Here or in the chambers? I'll make the motion to go into closed session.
Let's go into the chambers.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Aye?
Aye.
I've got one aye.
Who seconded that?
Oh, real estate and
No,
personnel.
I didn't second it.
I second.
Oh, Jackson,
Yeah, I
sorry.
second.